Hello and welcome to WD18, the Watford fan channel. Welcome back to another video, a really exciting one today. I'm going to be giving my thoughts after Vladimir Ivic was awarded the Manager of the Month award for November. Some really big news for Watford actually for this season, because I think for every positive there's been a negative. There's never been one big positive, maybe obviously there's been positive results, but one display where we've gone, this has been 100% positive news, and you reflect on it, it's got 100% positive. But the fact is, Vladimir Ivic to win Manager of the Month is a massive, massive achievement, especially with the competition in the league at the moment. He managed to get 3 wins in the month of November. So in total, I think it was 11 points. Out of a possible 15 wins, obviously against Stoke, Coventry, Preston in the month of November, and we're kind of ruling out the Forest, Cardiff, Rotherham games because they're the month after, obviously. But yeah, it was a really successful month for Watford, and I don't know if it's just me, but I didn't like. Yes, it was really great that we were picking up these points, and yes, we were winning, but I don't know, the vibe at the moment with the maybe the fan base. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments. I'm just not sure that we're feeling that positive yet. We're third in the league. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Before we get into talking about the month of November and why Vladimir Ivic won the Manager of the Month, then before we do get into that, make sure you do leave a like on the video if you enjoy. Don't forget to comment down below in the comment section if you're watching this back. If you're watching it live, get in the live chat now and let me know your thoughts. I'll be giving my thoughts and getting your thoughts on the screen, and we'll be reading some of those. And if you enjoy the content on WD18, please do subscribe. There's a lot of people who are watching that aren't subscribed. So if you do enjoy the content and want to see more, then hit the subscribe button just down below. And if you want to go even further, you can turn on your post notifications so you never miss an upload. Right, we'll have a look at the month of November for Watford. Currently, we sit third in the league going into the Birmingham game tomorrow, but we'll reflect on what was a successful month for Watford. It started with the back-to-back wins, back-to-back 3-2 wins, Stoke City and Coventry City. The Stoke game showed real character, didn't it? I think to be pegged back a couple of times. I know we got a little bit of luck, I think, with João Pedro's goal, but for us to come back and win it through Sarr was a huge, huge positive. And then to follow it up with another win against Coventry City, it showed the character of this Watford side. You know, I don't think, again, we played brilliantly in those 2 games. Having said that, though, we're grinding out results, and that's what we need to do in this season, particularly. We're going to be up there towards the end of the season, but it's so crucial that we grind out results. And they were 2 examples where we managed to do that, and we managed to do that in difficult circumstances. And yes, it wasn't free-flowing football, but that's not what the Championship is about. We have to pick up results, and we did that against Stoke City and Coventry City. In terms of the improvements I think I've seen since Vladimir Ivic has come to the club, we all know how defensively stable we have been this season. Touchwood going into tomorrow's game. But the fact is, we improved going forward in terms of the goals we're getting going forward. I think before that, the only game where we actually scored more than 1 goal was Blackburn at home, where we won 3-1. So our impeccable home form continued, and we're starting to score more goals, and we did that in the month of November. Yes, it was frustrating that it was followed up with QPR and Bristol City, and I'll touch on them now, because I think the thing is with Watford at the moment is when we don't win, it feels like a defeat, and that's the vibe I get at the moment. I'm probably guilty of that as well, because we're expected to go into games to really just wipe the floor with teams. I mean, I don't think there's, as we've said, if the game was played on paper, we would have walked the league by now, but unfortunately it's not. And yes, we're going to have these games against QPR and Bristol City, 2 draws, and it was frustrating. It was really frustrating, but we managed to still pick up a point, even though we didn't play that well. I think QPR was probably the more disappointing out of the 2, because we were ahead and we played really well in that first half, I thought, in that 3-4-3. And as the game panned out, QPR grew into it, and credit to them. But the game was in our hands for that one. So that was probably the most frustrating game out of the 2. Bristol City was just an even affair, really. We didn't really turn up. Bristol City were content with the point. Domingos Quina probably should have he could have put his chance away. It was a decent effort and a good save by David Bentley, but we're going to have those games, and we're still picking up points on the road. If you had said to me for the Barnsley game, I don't think there was much of an improvement away from home, I probably would have taken a point then, just purely because we weren't playing great. And QPR and Bristol City was similar. But again, home form. Continue with Preston. That 4-1 win, comprehensive victory in the end, really. The early goal, I think this is the thing with Watford. If we get the early goal, I know QPR is probably the exception, but we more often than not go on to have a pretty solid performance. If we don't get the first goal, then we struggle, really. That hasn't happened that many times this season, but I mean, Cardiff again on Saturday. Saturday was the perfect example last Saturday anyway. But as Rotherham is literally the two examples. Rotherham, when we got the first goal, we kicked on and got a second, and it was comfortable for the rest of the game. But yes, it's so important that we get the first goal. And just looking at the month of November, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because let me know your thoughts on this. Because if I look at the month of November objectively, and I wasn't a Watford supporter, I would think, Watford, that is unbelievable form. To get 3 wins out of 5, 2 draws, no defeats, we're pushing for the top of the league. You go, you know what, that is brilliant. But I think the expectation with Watford fans at the moment, and I completely understand it, is that we should be winning every game, and maybe we need to come to terms with how that sounded not patronising, but you know what I mean. Come to terms in the sense that the Championship is an incredibly difficult league. Even when we went up under Slav, we had that winless run of 4. We lost 4 games on the bounce, and then we played Fulham away and won 5-0. So we're going to have difficult spells this season. And what I like about with Watford at the moment is we're having difficult spells, but still picking up points. Yes, there's going to be a Barnsley game. Yes, there's going to be a Cardiff City game. But at the end of the day, we are still picking up points. That was our first loss at home on Saturday against Cardiff, and then we had the perfect response against Rotherham, and we came out the blocks quickly. So Vladimir Ivic has come under a little bit of stick, I think, for maybe the way we're winning football matches at the moment. And yes, I still feel we're a couple of gears away from our top level, but we are still winning games and we're still picking up points. And at the end of the day, if we get promoted at the end of the season in the top 2 and we do it in the way we're doing it at the moment, I won't really have any complaints. Yes, ideally, I'd like to see this free-flowing football. And I think potentially with maybe an addition in January, which could see us play a left back at left back, that could really help us. And maybe a signing here or there. I know Ivic said in his press conference ahead of tomorrow's game that he was keen to bring in another player in January. He's going to speak with the board. That could really propel us and keep our momentum going. And hopefully tomorrow against Birmingham City, we can get back-to-back wins. Obviously with Rotherham, we took our foot off the gas, but I'd just like to see maybe one performance. And I don't know whether you guys agree with this, where I know it's not always possible, but from the start, where we have a great first half, but we continue that on to the second half. Sometimes we're a little bit susceptible where we'll start pretty well and then we'll drift out in the game. And sometimes we don't start well at all and that continues. I think with this Watford side and the way we want to play, we have to start on the front foot. And it's integral that we do that against Birmingham tomorrow. But I'm going a little bit off point now. Vladimir Ivic, manager of the month for November. I have to admit, he didn't look that delighted on the picture when he received the award. Ice cold Vladimir Ivic, but you gotta love it. It is funny the way he doesn't really like a smile, does he? But he's got a job to do. It's very clear that he's got a job to do. And I think, to be fair, at the moment, he's doing his job pretty well. It's just really important that we keep this run of form going into December and the rest of December, really, because you've got Birmingham, Brentford, Huddersfield, Norwich, Millwall, and the 2 that I circle immediately is Brentford and Norwich, 2 huge games with 2 teams who are going to be up there towards the end of the season. And Birmingham City, who, you know what, I've seen a bit of them this season, and I've been quite impressed, to be honest with you. I think we'll get opportunities tomorrow, but certainly they are they're a solid side, and we cannot go again. We cannot go into it expecting to win, but potentially, we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Let's have a little look through your thoughts down in the comment section below. Shano, yes, mate. Shane's going to be hopefully back on the YouTube content soon. If you haven't checked out, I don't know how you haven't checked out, but if you haven't checked it out, then check out his Instagram live streams on WD18 fans. Fantastic content from Shano, and I know a lot of you like them as well. He did look very happy, very, very good from you, Shano. Yeah, he couldn't even crack a smile, which is quite funny. Random one from Mr. Testosterone. I'll answer it while I'm here. I am a university student and I study journalism. That clears up. To be fair, guys, would you like to see a Q&A at some point? I don't know. I get some random questions in the live chat sometimes, like that one, which is absolutely fine. But if you'd like to see a Q&A, leave a like on the video and let me know in the comment section. I'm more than happy to do that. Ben Cartwright says, I think we lack a clinical finisher like always. Jaden says, on paper we've done well, but in reality it's different. Yeah, it's. I think you're maybe like a lot of Watford fans, Jaden, because on paper, you know, an outsider looking in is going, Watford, wow, what a run of form really we're on. 3 losses all season. November was a brilliant month for us. Obviously, Ivic rewarded with the Manager of the Month award. But the performances haven't been not reflecting the results, because I believe like Rotherham is a perfect example. We 100%, I think, deserved to win that game. Don't get me wrong, Rotherham had a couple of half chances in the second half, or had some chance in the second half. But you're coming away from it just wanting a little bit more, just a little bit more. And we're missing that at the moment, I think. I think we just need that one performance, and I've said it all season, one performance and result, similar to Fulham away under Jokanovic. And I don't want to keep comparing that season and this season, but where we just absolutely smash a team, performance-wise, result-wise, a comprehensive 3-0 win. We just need one of those. I think that will just give us a bit of a boost, because at the moment, we're not really doing that. We're not really dominating games, and I know that's easier said than done. In the Championship, it's incredibly difficult to do that, but I believe we have the ability and the quality in the squad to be able to do that, and I would like to see that in the coming weeks. Thank you to everyone who's watching at the moment. Shane says, too many complaints about our performances. We're third and doing well. That's a very fair point, Shano. Tough division and a big month coming up. Completely agree with that, mate. The games that are coming up thick and fast, I mean, the turnaround is ridiculous. Ben was saying it on, I think he was on a podcast, and I saw on his Twitter. He's like, I don't even get up that upset, for example, after the Cardiff game, because I know we've got Rotherham on Tuesday. Rotherham on Tuesday. The games are coming so thick and fast at the moment that we have to have the bounce and the character to come back, and that's what we did on Tuesday night. Rudy, thanks so much for watching, mate. I think he definitely did well against Preston because he used the right tactics. Holly Jones, I think some fans expected us to go down and win most games 4-0 with the squad we have. That just doesn't happen. It will come good, but don't expect thrashings everyone every week. I think that's a very, very valid point, Holly. Don't get me wrong, it would be lovely to see that, but the expectation, I think, is much different to reality. It's not going to happen, is it? We've had how many games this Championship season? What is it? If I remember correctly, is it 17 so far this season? Yeah, 17 so far this season. And I think it's pretty clear that that's not going to be the case. Yes, there'll be certain teams where, like the Rotherham game on Tuesday night, where I just want us to go on and really dominate that second half, and we didn't do that. And I think that's maybe the opportunity where we can go on it and keep going, but potentially we're saving our legs. And as you said, Holly, we're not going to win every game 4-0. The amount of games there are, as Shano mentioned a little bit earlier on as well, it's just not going to happen. We've got, call me optimistic, a few signings and we'll win the league. It won't be pretty, but I trust Ivic, says BGS. Hannah, it's been a weird season. Such a mixture of performances, which is probably why people are negative despite our position. Only kind of consistency is in our defending. Absolutely spot on, Hannah. I think that is pretty much hits the nail on the head. It's been a weird season with everything going on outside of football, but we've had a mixture of performances, which maybe creates a bit of negativity surrounding the squad and the results. And yet we are still third in the league, and yet we are still in the promotion push, and we're very much involved in that. So yeah, I think I 100% agree with that, Hannah. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Harry makes a fair point, though. I think we need to start to win away games. Certainly the away form needs to improve. Rudy says the performance do need to improve, but we're third in the league, so I'm happy. That's a fair way of looking at it, Rudy. I think thank you so much to all the comments in the live chat as well. Really great to get your guys' opinions. Crazy Cam, evening lads. Sorry I'm late. Been revising. We'd like to see us bringing a left back and a creative winger. I know we have Sema, but if he's not there, I've not been convinced. I think certainly a left back is an area we need to probably address. I think Ivic knows that as well as anyone. Whether we'll bring in a creative left winger, I'm not too sure. I mean, the thing is, for me, with creative left winger, we can certainly play. I think we can even play Kiko there, or Kiko out wide anyway. Now, I'm not saying that would be the first choice option for me, but Kiko's so versatile that. And I believe he's good enough going forward to play in a more advanced role. So if worse comes to worse, Kiko could certainly do a job there if we bring in a left back, that is. So, yes, we've got the option of Sarr, Sema, Sol obviously stay on the right, unless we want to play more of an inverted winger where he cuts in, like he was doing the other day. We've got Sema on the left-hand side. Hughesy can play out on the right. I think there's other... Keena can play on the left. Pardon me, sorry about that. Keena can play on the left as well. So we've got options. Yet that is the only problem, though. If Sema goes out, we have only got Keena. But the priority for me is a left-back Cam. But thank you so much for the comment. Tough game tomorrow, says Andrew. Would like an improved away performance. I think that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, the videos about Vladimir Ivic, we talked about Watford at the moment, which is always brilliant. I love talking about Watford. I love getting your guys' thoughts as well. Let me know your score predictions for tomorrow against Birmingham City. But as their title suggests, Vladimir Ivic has won the Manager of the Month award for November in the Championship. I'd like to think well-deserved, particularly on the results on the surface anyway. Yes, the performances could be better, but we are getting the results. November highlighted that. I think it was 11 points out of 15. Fantastic record for November. And yeah, has kept a pretty... I mean, we went on a run of unbeaten in 6, 3 wins, 3 draws. Obviously, that ended against Cardiff, but we need to pick up and hopefully replicate that form during December. That's why I'm going to wrap up the video, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you did enjoy them, please don't forget to leave a like on the video. I'll be back tomorrow for a match reaction after the Birmingham City game. Fingers crossed after a Watford win. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to WD18. Turn on your post notifications so you never miss an upload. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WD18fans. And I will see you tomorrow after the Birmingham game. Cheers, guys.